Sweet, I'm live. Cool. So I got this in the mail like 3 minutes ago. This is the JDM Bento Box from Hookup. Let's see what's inside. My Instagram's saying, hold on, we're gonna get your followers. So let's see what's in this box of stuff I don't need. Ooh. So there's gonna be a 110 and a Pop Max in this thing. It's honestly not that packed full of stuff, but let's see what we got. Stealth Morocco Pop Max. So this I'll probably just add to my like collection of Pop Maxes that I have. I mean, I got so much. What's up, dude? Cover scats. I mean, these work really nice. This is the 2.5 inch. I have a shit ton of them. I got a bunch of them. The 2.5 and the 3. I think it's a 3. But yeah, these are whatever, $10 for a bag of these. So that was in the box. So here is a bladed jig that I have not seen before. So this is for sure not able to be purchased in America because it has the direct connection, but the B blade, have you heard? 3/8 ounce. So this is kind of cool. It has a Ryugi hook. It's a 3/8 ounce. Wakasagi pink is the color. So yeah, it's got a blade and it's got like a curved tip to it. Interesting. So I've not heard of this bladed jig before, and I do have like a ton of JDM stuff. JDM bladed jigs. What's up? Hey Kathy, how are you? Blitz DR. So really, really nice, high quality OSP hard bait. Super cool perchy bluegill color. So these are like $25 baits. They run really well. Pike eat the hell out of them here. So I'll probably fish this. I have no reason to not, throw this. But one thing I don't throw, Stealth Morocco. This is the 110 color for this month. It's super transparent. My hands are shaking like crazy because I had like 2 energy drinks, but so this will match the Pop Max. So they've been doing this a lot where they've matched. All right, they match the colors. I think last month they had a Pop Max and a Vision 110, like a limited color that was both the same. So this is a Bumblebee brand, like the bladed jig I just showed you. It's 4.5 inch, kind of a drop shot, Death Hatter, chatterbait trailer style that ironically matches the bladed jig that I got. So it's definitely why Ben put it in the box, so as to match these up. So yeah, you can bite off like 1 inch of that, and then you got a trailer for that. So that was honestly all that was in the box, which is cool. I don't care. I got so much stuff. So you got the cover scat, Pop Max 110 like you get in every box, and then bladed jig and a trailer. Was it worth $100? And that guy. So yeah, bunch more stuff I don't need. I haven't done a live in a long time. I am caught up on orders. I don't have any custom orders, I don't think, right now. But I am extremely busy making stuff right now. I do have boxes of like product I want to drop, which mostly will be the black and blue fox hair jigs I have. Trying to think of what else I can show you. I do have a couple cool things to show you, but I just bought, this is fake fur. I got it off Etsy. It has a clip on it. It's supposed to be for a furry costume. But it's got white bar and it's got like a natural brown bar kind of thing going on. It's pretty much like craft fur, but it's not as long as I'd want it to be, but I can make some cool stuff with it. Whether I take a piece off for a jig or I just make a ton of craft fur jigs with. But that's new. I got this dude, big tail. Make 100 jigs with that. I have been going crazy with this tail. It looks like I have not done much with it, but this used to be that long. So I've been going kind of crazy on it. Doesn't look like I've used a lot of it up, but I probably have like 20, 30 jigs that I made with this. This is basically the main thing that I will be dropping will be 1/8 ounce and 3/16 ounce fox hair jigs. They won't have bait keepers on them because I'm using this coarse hair kind of as a tail, and then I'm using that under fur as the main part of the jig. So I got that going on. What else cool did I have? I got this off Etsy too. This is a strip of rabbit trim. So this is like an 1.25 inches. I don't know if I could make just a straight rabbit hair jig with this. It's kind of short. I honestly don't think I will be able to, which is kind of the point of buying this. But this is, a lifetime supply of this color that I could, make collars on hair jigs with, on the craw hair jigs with, and bodies, and like accent pieces. So this is kind of like it's like a dark brown, and it's got, some shimmer to it. I don't know. I probably didn't need to buy that, but I did. So this is pretty cool. This is foxtail trim. This is the same kind of color. It's brown. It's like a gray, brown, black. Actually, it's not black at all. It's gray and brown, but it's got that silver white shimmer in there. So the same thing with that blue foxtail. I'm going to take the coarse hair, a little bit of the coarse hair, make a tail with that, and that under fur, I've already played with it. The under fur is extremely soft. And that's going to be the main part of the hair jig. So I'm going to actually make a bunch of 1/8 and 3/16 ounce worm nose jig heads that are black with a little bit of chrome in it, in the paint. And that's going to match this, and it's going to turn out cool as hell. So this is something I want to work on. I mean, I have weeks and weeks of work that I could be doing stuff. This is also a cool jig that I haven't shown anybody, like, not in person. Tell me what you think. So, it's a light wire 3/0 owner, and it's on a 3/8 ounce football jig, painted in the new Bama Craw color from Do It Molds. Cool. Nothing exciting quite yet, right? It's got these like neon fluorescent chartreuse claws, and it's got a straight yellow rabbit body on it. There's deer hair in there that is bright green. Still needs some of this rabbit body brushed out. But the cool thing about this jig, it's got a fluorescent skirt. The cool thing about this jig, compared to any other jig I have or have seen, is I didn't make this jig, but this jig was made on this vise. But I did not make this jig at all. I helped somebody. I talked someone through making this. I think my mom's 58 or 59, she made this jig. She picked the colors, and I just kind of guided her through it. And this is her first jig she's ever made in her life. I think it's badass. Look at that. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool thing to hold on to. Probably not gonna fish that. This jig I posted. I posted an Instagram reel about it, but I never talked about it or anything. Yeah. This one needs a weed guard, but I haven't put a weed guard into it yet. But this one, I don't know, I got really crazy one day. This is an 1/8 ounce tubing, and it has 2 rattle chambers in each arm, glass rattle chambers, 3mm, and they're glued into the tube. And the tip of the tube, I tied synthetic rabbit hair, and then black rabbit short, and then brown black barred rabbit longer on the outside. So these are claws that I thought of one day and did it. So these were tied on a wire, twist wire, like it was stainless steel wire that I twisted to strengthen it, and then I tied these pieces on. It was kind of hard because the wire was bending, but threw them on there, and then I tied that into the tube. So these don't like the claw, like the arms don't like sway or anything, but this hair on the tip will have action in the water. But you could even like splay these out to make the claws go out wider. But yeah, I don't know what this would look like in the water, but extremely unique. It's got what is this? It's a 1/2 ounce Arky head with that vertical hook, and it's got a 4/0 owner. So it's a new mold I've been using. And I put silicone skirt on there, but I only put it on like the hook or the hook eye side of the collar. So that's something I don't really do a lot. So I messed with that. So that's kind of another unique thing in this jig, in the unique jig. But it's still got like the traditional deer hair and rabbit body going on. It's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll make another one like this. I have to be like super motivated to like make something like that. But I do have, let's see if I can find it. This is the tubing I used. It's kind of like a camo kind of look going on with it. I don't know. That works for like natural craws, but then I got this like white tubing as well. I found out that with that 1/8 ounce tubing that the 3mm rattles aren't perfect for it. And neither are the 5mm rattles. These are too big. So if you want to get crazy, use the 4mm glass rattles for that. I also played with this. So this is a drop shot hook. This is a BTS 10 1/0 hook with marabou, pink tip, white marabou. But then I have some light, or what is this? This is Lumaflex, some little strands of Lumaflex. And I have that tubing in there as a tail with a chartreuse piece of saddle feather. And there is 2 rattle chambers in this as well. So you can drop shot this. I don't know how much this tail is going to affect this weightless, the weightless hook and the feather. But I don't know. I got crazy one day. Had that. I also went to Hobby Lobby. When I'm in Hobby Lobby, I try to think of what... I'm thinking of jigs the whole time I'm in Hobby Lobby. And like looking at everything they have. They have yarn with flash in the yarn. They have wedding stuff. I think this is not like real genuine leather, but this is a whole freaking leather trim, a yard of it. I don't know if I can definitely make like a finesse jig with just straight up leather skirt material on it. But I don't know if it's long enough where I could put this like on a big 1/2 ounce jig. I might be able to. If I put it up next to a regular regular skirt, it's actually the same length. So I could probably, use this like I would with silicone. But it'll just be leather. And the leather's not thick. It's not thick, and you could like move it around a lot and like stretch it. So tying this would be easy, I think. If I'm using, because I usually use GSP Vivis size 100, and it's gonna tie this thing in easily. It's not gonna build up. So yeah, I don't know. I got this. I can definitely use this and definitely make jigs with it, but I don't have an idea yet. Maybe I could pour a couple 1/2 ounce or 3/8 ounce Archie head or football heads and tie a full leather skirt on them. Maybe some like thin rubber mixed into that. I got that going on. I don't know what else I got going on. I got a lot going on though. So I got craft fur tail. I'm gonna be doing a drop. I don't know. I should be doing one soon. I have a ton of these worm nose heads made up that are just black. 1/8 and 3/16. Those are all gonna be hair jigs with this color. And I already have like 20 to 30 of these made up. I just gotta make a ton more. And I'm gonna probably drop those on the website. But I do have like a bunch of hybrid jigs, a bunch of hair craw jigs made up. Just like random stuff. Like here is supposed to be. This is gonna be a chatterbait. This has orange flash, some black marabou coming out the back, red marabou inside. And this like brown hair, this is actually the underfur of this fox hair trim. The underfur from this is basically the majority of what you're seeing there. And the collar, there's actually a shorter length hair tied into the collar, and that is that rabbit trim that I just showed you. So the colors are basically the same. So that is all in this jig. I think I made this today, honestly. But a lot of just like random stuff like this, I have boxes of random crap that I think I'll just like see. There's like olive marabou in there too. It's pretty cool. So this one I tied a bait keeper in as well. So like a perfect trailer for this. If it was me. What do we got here? This is a short reins. What is this? Like a 4-inch trickworm, basically. This would be a cool trailer for this jig. You know, you could bite off like 2 inches off of this thing, and that'll be a perfect chatterbait trailer for this. So yeah, I don't have like a split ring and a blade on this, but that's what this is for. That's why there's no weed guard. It's going to be a chatterbait or blader jig. And I had this like, I don't know, crystal flash. A little bit of crystal flash is like the very, very back of it. So that's something I've never done that I think is cool. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming. A lot of like paints that I haven't been seen before. But yeah, this is another random craw jig with really long ice dubbing mixed into it. And I think it's called Crazy. It's like, I'll even look for it. I think it's called Crazy something ice dubbing. It's really long. I'm just blabbering right now. It's called Creepy Crawly Ice Dubbing. But I used brown, but this is the example. This is black. So usually when I use ice dubbing in craw bodies, I'll take some out and I'll cut it up to the length of like what the rabbit dubbing would be. And that'll put shine throughout the body. But if you just put this in like super long, the stuff is going to be buggier. See, that's that brown stuff. It's going to be longer and buggier looking. I don't know, just messing around. So that's something new. But yeah, basically this video is to do that unboxing of the hookup, which we did. I also got a new desk, so all of my materials are like right in front of me. I got a lot, makes it more efficient. But yeah, wish I had more to talk about. What else do I got to talk about? Bags of like blue dubbing for rabbit dubbing is really hard to find. So I made my own, but this is fox. So this has tiny pieces of that coarse hair mixed into it, but mostly it's that underfur cut to the length of the length of the rabbit dubbing would be. I cut this fox underfur too. So I got like a freaking giant bag of that. So if I want to do a black and blue jig, and I don't have blue dubbing, what I've been doing is use black dubbing, and then I would mix in something cool like this ice dubbing. It's like black and blue ice dubbing, or like, I can't even see this. So this is some blue ice dubbing that I would cut short to mix it in. So I never really used blue dubbing, but now I kind of can with that fox stuff. Where do you sell your jigs? brianscustomtackle.com is where I sell them, or you can just send me a DM on Instagram or an email at briancole89@gmail.com. Super rare, hard to get tying materials. Honestly, black marabou extra select is hard to get right now. There's a lot of places that sell it, but the quantities they might have like 3 or 4 bags, so it's kind of hard to buy black extra select right now. You'd have to get like discontinued stuff. Not really. I think someone asked me this before, but the stuff that I wish I had was like a lot of the silicone colors that I like that are sold out for some reason. They just get sold out. How did I get started selling these? Well, the story was like back in 2019, I would lose a bunch of jigs fishing in the river, and what started me making my own was to save money and make my own. But then I started tying with from the get-go, I started with hare and zonkers and rabbit and stuff like that. And I don't know, people liked them. People were interested, so I would sell a couple, and then I'm like, well, it would be cool if I had a website, and then I had like all the pictures of stuff I did. So kind of like Instagram, it's basically a library of pictures. But then yeah, it's just slowly grown. Like I would add like a new product, like the Ned heads, that was a new product. The bladed jigs was a new product. The crawhair jigs was pretty much the first thing I've done. Marabou jigs then came in. Those are pretty popular. What else do I do? Like, I've been selling like finesse jigs now, so like that's kind of like a new like product itself on the website. But I think for me and what I want this company to be, I want this to be more of, I'm gonna have fun and make stuff. If you want to buy it, you can buy it, or if you have an idea, I can make it up for you. But I don't want to be a company that just sells and restocks and sells and restocks. You know, I want to be able to have fun when I do this. I want to make different stuff. Every single time I tie something, I want it to be unique and cool, and I want to experiment as I make stuff. So if I'm making the same thing over and over and over again, it takes the fun out of it, and it gets repetitive, and I need to take a break. But when I'm constantly making stuff for fun, then it makes the time go by quicker, and it's a lot more fun, and I don't get tired out. Artesian tackle. So this is another bag. So kind of like the Blue Fox, like dubbing that I made, this is the same thing, except it's like black with like a purple shade purple shadow kind of thing going on. It's a whole Ziploc bag of black and purple kind of mixed. So this is pretty soft stuff, and it's all cut to length that I'd want it to be. So basically the same thing as the rabbit dubbing length. That's what I cut this out to be. So I got a ton of that. Do I sell at any shops? I don't. Also, I just thought of like ice fishing jigs is huge too. Like that's probably my biggest. It turned into the biggest product I have is ice fishing jigs. But yeah, I don't think. I don't know if I ever will sell in a shop, and I don't think that I would even consider that a goal of mine to be. Like, I don't really. There's really nothing in it for me. Like, if I saw my stuff in a Bass Pro Shop or, like, I don't know. I don't really, that's not something that would satisfy me. I'd rather just kind of keep this as a hobby, not a business kind of thing. Kind of. How long will that Ziploc? This will last me for, I don't know, years, probably. Unless I'm constantly making purple and black jigs, which I would get, you know, it would get repetitive. So this will last me, I don't know, a year at least. Same with that blue stuff. The cool thing with the blue stuff is I have that whole tail. That's a different tail, but I have that whole tail yet that I can make another bag this big of just blue dubbing like that too. That, I mean, like I said, you can't buy that rabbit dubbing in blue. If someone knows, tell me, but I really don't think you can. Like, I've always been looking for it. So yeah, this tail is actually different. It is a black and blue tail, but it's very heavily black. There's like a little bit of blue in there. But you need, like, I have a window here. You need the sun to kind of see that blue in there. If the sun wasn't here, or if the window wasn't open, this would just look black. See how it looks just black? But this tail is, like, really good quality compared to that other one I showed you, where it kind of looked like the hairs were dry and coarse, kind of. I don't know the feeling. But this one... You know how it kind of looks almost like it's a bit like, I don't know. Moist is not the word, but it's shinier. Like it looks like it's kind of wet, but it's shiny. This is like super good quality. The length is perfect on here. This is, you know, this is fox hair to last me forever. Like, you can make hundreds and hundreds of jigs off of this tail. So, this is a good idea. Like, if you went to a fishing website and bought fox hair, this is what you get. You pay like $4 or $5 and you get a patch of fox hair like this. And sometimes the length is like a little bit too short. So you'll be tying on a jig like this, and that hair is not even gonna... It barely gets past this hook bend. So you buy this and you're kind of like, you do the best you can with it. But with this, like, you're set. You're good. I think this was $30, but, you know, this is going to last me for a long time. Like, years. If I use this every week, years, this will last. So yeah, there's that. Pretty exciting. So yeah, I got this cool, like, lacy stuff that the package was wrapped in for the last foxtail I bought. It's supposed to be, like, erotic or something. So I hung this up because it looks funny. So got that going on. Well, yeah, so I did want to talk about this bait next time I was on live. So I did a live and I unboxed a Tackle Warehouse unboxing, and it was all Brian Schmidt baits. Well, not all of it was, but a lot of it was. And this is his Schmitter bait. I'm getting a call. But I did want to talk about this a little bit more. I do believe that this is ostrich feather. And this is marabou, really long marabou. But the thing that I think people need to respect about this bait here, he tied in this, it's like a really coarse ice dubbing kind of look. I don't know what the material is. It's basically ice dubbing, but it's stiff. But look at this, like, cool, he put that ice dubbing in there. Okay. But if you think about it, the way he was, at least I think he was thinking about this, is look what that does with the marabou. It keeps the marabou from, like hugging that hook. If that wasn't there, that marabou is not going to splay out like that. So that is, like, it's pretty cool. It's like next level IQ right there. So shout out to him for that. I think that's a pretty cool, that's jig design right there. That's pretty cool. I saw that, like, after I did the video and unboxed this stuff. I'm like, I should have, like, called him out on that, because there's more to this design, and I think that's kind of what he was going for. But I thought that was pretty cool, and I thought he deserved a little shout out about that. So yeah, I think my plan for the day is to make a shit ton of hair jigs, fox hair jigs. I poured, I don't know, 40, 50 heads, black, 1/8, 3/16. That's what I'm going to do, at least for the next couple hours. Just go crazy with that. What rod and reel do you throw your hair jigs on? Spinning rod, doesn't really matter the reel. Probably a 3000 size reel. I honestly been using like a longer drop shot rod, but I mean typical like on paper hair jig rod, you'd want like a longer medium light. It has to be able to load up, you know, a 1/8 ounce hair jig, and if you're going lighter, like a 1/16 or 3/32, your rod's gonna have to load that up to throw that. So a lot of people throw a piece of plastic on the hair jig to give it more weight. I had like a perfect piece of plastic that I literally took out because I thought it was the perfect piece of plastic for a hair jig. But yeah, you could cut up pieces of Senko or whatever, beat up plastics and put them on there. So for all like my marabou jigs, I'll tie a bait keeper with mono on there to keep the plastic on there. It actually is pretty helpful. But yeah, all these fox hair jigs won't have a bait keeper on them because they're just going to be designed to be the way they are. Favorite pattern for the Mississippi River? Green pumpkin or chartreuse green pumpkin. And black and blue is also a good thing. Good combo. But yeah, I mean, I experiment a lot with colors, and I fish my baits a lot, but I also fish a lot of, you know, I got all this JDM stuff that I like throwing too. There's a lot of like super finesse jigs I got. I rarely just like Texas rig a plastic and throw it. I usually am throwing a jig. I think that helps with like banging against like chunk rock with like a weighted head. I think makes more noise and helps bass find it, but compared to like a Texas rig. But a lot of the OSP plastics are really great. I do a lot of drop shot, not so much on the river, but the river to me, I'm using a lot of finesse jigs, a lot of the Okashira heads, Okashira screw heads, the spark shads, the little death patters from Depths, the OSP, the shad tails are a really, really great bait on a jig, on a drop shot, on a swim bait head, on a, what do you call them things, the frickin' beast hooks, the really small ones. How's the JDM scene for hand-tied bass stuff? Honestly, a lot of the stuff that I see coming out of like JDM is not. You get like really unique layering with silicone and different diameters of silicone, like super thin, super thick. Unique in a way you can tie with silicone. I don't see a lot of like wire tied JDM stuff. A lot of it is hand tied stuff though. But as far as like hair hybrid stuff, I don't see that at all really with JDM. Like this is a JDM. I have a lot in boxes, but this is just one that I have hanging out. So with JDM, you see a lot of like, they use like small hooks. They have really small heads. So you're going to be throwing like less than 10 pound for sure. You don't have to, but I would. A lot of their hooks are like 1/0 hooks, like in the jig heads. So like, if you're throwing baits that light, you need line that is that light, but at the same time, you want to be setting the hook on a light wire hook like that with light line. You don't want to like bend the hook out. But yeah, that's how I see it. But yeah, pretty cool. I got a lot of like collaboration stuff I gotta work on too. Couple people, but other than that, like I'm in the clear for custom orders, which feels really good. So I have been being really productive making stuff by myself, my own stuff, and basically stacking it. So I got 3 boxes of just stuff that is basically waiting to be put on the website to sell, but I kind of want to get a bigger library filled up before I do that. So that's kind of the point of tying these black and blue fox jigs up. I think that's going to be just a limited kind of drop thing. And then I'm going to do this interesting fox fur. Do the same thing, except these are going to be on a black head. Maybe I'll do brown. No, I don't know if I have a dark brown paint. But you can do black with a little bit of like chrome sprinkled into the paint, and then that'll match this fox hair, and that'll be the next thing after this black and blue fox stuff. But that is the plan for me for the next. I said it like a couple weeks ago. I said, for the next week I'm going to be tying these, and then it's like a month later, and that's still the plan. So yeah, I've been really busy, but I have no orders. So what does that mean? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's good to catch up. I will signing off. But yeah, if you need anything, send me a message. If I get some cool stuff to unbox, I'll maybe do another live. But in the meantime, it's gonna grind the fox jigs. So thanks for joining. Catch you in the next.